What's going on, guys? Welcome back to another video. Today we have the pleasure of working on a beautiful 1964 Ford Mustang. Now this very iconic Ford Mustang right here, this one happens to be an original owner car right here. We've got pretty much all the interiors original. I believe the seats were redone at some point, but the carpet, the steering wheel, the dash, the door panels, pretty much everything else on the car is all original. So when working on a vehicle that's in the upwards of 50 plus years old, you need to take extra special care on the interior here. We're gonna be covering all that into today's video, along with some other cool little details, so be sure to stay tuned for those helpful little tips. Now, a little later on in the video, guys, we're gonna be covering all the tools and products I'm gonna be using to complete this task. Some of these tools and products I will be using are not things I typically would use on a normal interior detail. We're gonna be kind of diving into some more specific little small details of things that, you know, probably never been touched on this vehicle right here since it was brand new. So we'll be covering all those little details a little later on in this video here, as well as all the tools and products we'll be using. So that being said, guys, let's get to work. All right, guys, wrapping up the detail job here. We have just finished the interior. Everything looks really, really good on the car. We'll roll those glamour shots in just a second for you guys. First, I want to talk to you guys about the products and some of the tools and stuff we use for getting this task done, and also talking about the interior itself, the detail job, what it entailed. Now, when this vehicle first came to me, you look at it, it's like, hey, it's not too terribly bad. But if you really stop and look at the details, like some of the seams right here, the seats, the dash around the gauge, there's a lot of little areas that are very time consuming in detail, and there's dirt that's literally in some of these vents right here that have been sitting there for probably tens of years, of probably 10, 15, 20, maybe 40, 50 years, you know, since the car was new, that never really got in there and got truly cleaned. And that's where a lot of these specialty type tools come in to get it in those little grooves, because if you just try to regularly wipe it, the dirt is actually bonded to the surface itself because it's been there for so long. So you need something like all-purpose cleaner or some kind of dilution ratio of O&R right here, which is what we use, a kind of a combination of all this to achieve the results that we did. Now, looking at some of the products and tools that we used right here, we used the Geon leather for protecting all the leather and dash door panels here. All-purpose cleaner and the O&R was kind of like a two-step process depending on what needed to be done, and how the leather seats itself here, or vinyl seats, whatever you want to call it. We used a brush to agitate it with the dilution of 10:1 with the all-purpose cleaner here, and then the O&R was mostly used for cleaning the dash area, some of these grooves around the door panels, things along those lines where we didn't need that extra strength with the all-purpose cleaner. Now we also use several microfiber towels. There's a lot of towels for cleaning the grooves and detailed work, where we use some of these little wood skewers right here. We use these really cool little specialty type brushes for getting in those really small little areas where you need to kind of agitate it a little bit. Of course, a couple normal brushes here. So it's a kind of a combination of everything. Just you look at each task that you're working on. Don't look at the whole big picture. Just look at one thing at a time and address that area, you know, at each time. Hey, I'm doing the steering wheel now. Hey, I'm doing the door panel now. Hey, I'm doing the seat. And focus on that area and try not to look at it as like a big picture, because then you can kind of get overwhelmed, especially when you have some cars that are extremely filthy. Well, that is all I got for you guys into today's video. We're gonna roll those glamour shots in just a quick second, but before we do, I wanna invite you guys to, if you guys haven't already, subscribe to the channel, hit that subscribe button. We have a lot of great content in the works coming here in the very near future. We got weekly videos we're releasing every week. Also, if you guys have not turned on that notification button, turn on the notification button so every time we drop a new video, you guys get notified so you can keep up to date with what we got going on here in the shop. We got a lot of cool cars coming here in the near future, some really cool content with some product reviews as well. So be sure to stay tuned for that. Again, guys, thank you guys so much for tuning in and watching. I'll talk to you soon.